Good afternoon, I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Media News. The headlines. State House officials take on NDC President SABOI IMBOELA on a defamation case. President HH implores citizens to get vaccinated as Zambia reaches 70% target. Details coming through after this commercial.
For immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
And other media news in detail. Chainama Hills Hospital has come on board to assess a 35-year-old mental patient at Lusaka's Kanyama constituency, Nawani Sioto, who has been housebound for 13 years.
This family of Kanyama compound in Lusaka has been through it all in the last 13 years, seeking help for their mentally challenged family member. They state that they have been to various churches as well, hoping that the patient will be well. 65-year-old Namangolwa Sioto, a widow, lives here with her 9 children, and among them her son, 35-year-old Nawani Sioto, who has been housebound since 2009, shortly before writing his grade 9 examinations, as he developed a headache and then mental problems. Medical officers from Chainama Hills Hospital have taken interest in the story, which was first aired by Camnet News on 25th October 2022, and visited the family Tuesday morning to assess the patient. A clinical officer for psychiatry, Antonio Piri, says the situation of the patient will require admission at the hospital for further monitoring and remedy.
We want to recommend an admission for him so that he may be assessed or he may be seen on a regular basis so that we can see where the problem really is coming from. Because if he was able to talk like a month ago, he was able to talk, meaning there is possibility that he can talk. So maybe it could be psychological issue that we would want to find out. Yes.
Mother and sister of the patient have expressed hope that he will be well now that concerned parties have come on board to assess the patient.
So kulingana wamene bakambira tizavikonga kuti tione Mungu amene adzatitandizira.
Isa tifuna betandizo yomutandizira chifuka ankala time aitali mu nyumba sachoka ankala baisha be mu nyumba naise timankala chosazi mvesa mushe kumtima timankala odandaula so chabe wampempelako so chabe Mulungu eka ndi aziba kuti azakapola deya so ndiye mutiyembekezera.
What now remains is for the patient to be admitted on Wednesday 9th November 2022, and the family is now calling on well-wishers for financial support to ensure that the patient is safely transported from his home to the hospital. We will follow the matter to its conclusion. Zipora Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Police in Lusaka have arrested and charged National Democratic Congress President SABOI IMBOELA for the offense of libel contrary to Section 191 of the Penal Code Act, Chapter 87 of the laws of Zambia.
In Zambian politics, they say if you have not been arrested, then you are not a politician, and certainly you cannot go to State House. Even President Hakainde Hichilema, while in opposition, was arrested 15 times before he could ascend to power. But it is also true that the arrests only reflect intolerance to divergent views by the governing party. The NDC leader SABOI IMBOELA has emerged among aggressive politicians to face the United Party for National Development UPND administration. And Ms. IMBOELA, in exercising her freedom of expression, which has in many times backfired, has on several occasions labeled the UPND an autocratic government.
We're being led by a very autocratic government. You have no idea the kind of government we have right now. Some of us that know them well, no wonder we are talking.
Recently, she made what many, especially UPND members, believe were derogatory remarks on her Facebook page. Tuesday, 1st November 2022, Ms. IMBOELA appeared at police headquarters on matters pertaining to hate speech.
I had so many people reporting me from all over the country, and I think this is something that needs to change about the current situation that the UPND is finding itself in, where they encourage their members to report in all sorts of places. I was reported in so many places. I think I had to call force headquarters to say, someone's in Kapompo, this side and that side. Where exactly am I supposed to go? So that clarification was made that I have to come here, because at the end of the day, I think the public also remembers that there's precedence already in the Honorable Nakachinda case where it says that you can't be tried anywhere. You have to be tried in a place where you're domiciled. So at the end of the day, if anybody has got anything with anyone, they should know that this person stays this side and that side, and that's where it's supposed to be. And if you look at also the people that were reporting, they reported the so-called disrespecting the president, they reported the defamation of the president. When we came here last week, they're talking about hate speech. And
in another case, Ms. IMBOELA is alleged to have defamed the State House media director, Clayson Hamasaka, a matter that has gotten her charged and arrested for criminal libel. We spoke to our legal counsel, Joseph Chirwa.
She was warned and cautioned for the offense of hate speech, contrary to Section 65 of the Cyber Security and the Crimes Act. So that one has ended on warn and caution. Then after we finished with anti-frauds, she was taken to Crime 1, where she has been warned and cautioned, charged and arrested on the offense of criminal libel, contrary to Section 191 of the Penal Code. This was based on a complaint from one Clayson Hamasaka.
The Zambia Police Public Relations Unit had this to say on the matter.
It is alleged that SABOI IMBOELA, acting together with other unknown persons, did publish defamatory remarks against Mr. Clayson Hamasaka through her Facebook page, namely SABOI IMBOELA SI. This occurred between 9th and the 10th of September 2022. The suspect is detained in police custody and will appear in court soon. In a related incident, a warn and caution statement has been recorded from SABOI IMBOELA, age 45, of house number 12698, Lilai Road in Lusaka, for the offense of hate speech, contrary to Section 65 of the Cyber Security and Cyber Crimes Act, number 2 of 2021 of the laws of Zambia.
Well, it seems before the defamation law could be revised, more people, especially politicians, will be casualties. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
A community-based organization aiming at combating early marriages and other vices has attributed the increased number of teenage pregnancies to the lack of in-house training from parents on sexual reproductive health, as well as the lack of police presence in most rural setups.
Whereas concerted efforts from stakeholders advocating for gender equality seem to be pointing Zambia towards the attainment of gender equality by 2030, happenings in certain parts of the country seem to be pointing in the opposite direction. This is the case of places like Neganega in Southern Province, Chirundu in Lusaka Province, and Solwezi in Northwestern Province, which have proved difficult in curbing vices like early marriages and teenage pregnancies. The lack of change in these areas has become a source of concern for stakeholders like the Concerned Citizens for Justice and Human Rights, whose director, Richard Nkua, has attributed continued incidences to traditional norms that prevent parents from engaging their children on sexual reproductive education, as well as the poor police presence in most areas. He notes that it is for this reason that places like Solwezi district are producing record numbers of teenage pregnancies, standing at over 1,600 in 2022 so far, according to the district health office in that area.
You find that where there is a problem, where there is a police station, you have to drive a long distance. For example, like what is happening in Neganega and Chibombo, you find that where there is a police station is Mumbwa or either Westwood police station. So you find that also it is contributing. People are not reporting such cases to the police because of the distances. Most of the people, they cannot afford to carry a number of people to go to and report the cases to the police.
In a separate interview, Zambia National Education Coalition ZANEC Executive Director George Hamusunga has also commented on the matter.
We need to ensure that we provide sexual reproductive health services to our learners. We provide access to that. Because what you need to know is that these children are not only getting pregnant, but they are also having unprotected sex, which is not only detrimental in terms of their continued stay in school, but also detrimental to their good health, because then they are now exposed to dangers of HIV and AIDS, as well as sexually transmitted infections.
They have called for urgent remedial measures to be taken to ensure that both boys and girls are kept in school. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
In other news, Zambia's Republican President Hakainde Hichilema has called on all Zambians not to relent in keeping the country, the continent, and the global family safe from the scourge of the COVID-19 pandemic.
And once we were given this opportunity to serve the people of Zambia, we walked back to our campaign messages. One of our campaign messages was that we will fight the COVID-19 head on. And hence, one of our initial steps was to dedicate a team to spearhead the fight against COVID. Very clear in our minds. And hence, the appointment of Professor Slengi as COVID advisor, who has done a tremendous job. Tremendous job. Sometimes Zambians make fun of us. This new government is always talking over a process, system, methodical. What is it? You have to have an organized system to fight anything, even to fight household poverty.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Media News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. State House officials take on NDC President SABOI IMBOELA on a defamation case. And President HH implores citizens to get vaccinated as Zambia reaches 70% target. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Good afternoon.